Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on Race Around Europe. This will be a multi-part video tutorial because I'm restricted on the 10-minute boundary of the YouTube video, so each video will have to be less than 10 minutes. I'm running this demo on a simulator. In real life, obviously, you'll be doing it on a tablet, probably an iPad or something like that. Because I'm in a simulator, you can see my mouse here, which is quite helpful. In reality, you'll just be doing the tap on the screen when I click my left mouse button. Right, if we look at the screen here, we can see it's a map of Europe with lots of yellow, red and blue lines on them. Just to explain, the yellow lines connect cities that need to be travelled on by train. So to go from Paris to Berlin, you have to jump on a train. Berlin to Gdansk, the same. Anything that's connected by a yellow line is a train. Red lines represent plane routes, and fairly obviously, because they're out at sea, we have blue representing boat routes. Okay, you are given 3 random cities at the beginning of the game. They will be different for every game. In this particular game we have Zagreb, Donetsk and Rome, and they are picked out by the large orange circles here just to make it easier to see. As you get to these cities, those orange circles will disappear if you visited it. Okay, now how do we travel between cities? Now we can see on most of these routes we have these white dots here. They are called travel points. Now to get from Paris to Berlin, for example, we have to go to 1 travel point, 2 travel point, and then into Berlin. So in actual fact, to go from Paris to Berlin, we need a 3-turn train card. And the travel cards are down here, and I'll be explaining those in a minute. So to get from Berlin to Gdansk, I would need a 1 2-turn train card. To go from Barcelona to Cagliari, I would need a 1 2 3 4-turn boat card. Okay, now these down here are your travel cards, and you are given 5 at the beginning of every game. Now here we have a 1-turn train card, nice little picture of a train there. We have a 4-turn boat card, sort of little cruiser there. We have two stop plane cards, and we have a 3-stop train card. So, for instance, this 4-stop boat card would allow us to go from Barcelona to Cagliari. What we can't do is to use something like a 4-turn train card to go from Minsk to Berlin. We can only travel from city to city. So if we're going to go from Minsk to Berlin, we would have to have two train cards. So we'd have to have a 2-turn train card to get from Minsk to Warsaw, and we'd need another 2-turn train card to go from Warsaw to Berlin. Okay, we are represented as the player by this orange suitcase, very stylish suitcase here. And your opposition is represented by a purple one, which you can't see because he's directly underneath us here, because he has to start at London as well. Here we have the scoreboard, the old scoreboard. The orange is us, and the purple is him. Up here we have a green question mark, as is usual with most pieces of software. Click that or tap on that, and you get a full help screen. You can go through that. So if we go back, we come back to the main board. Now with travel cards, they are made up from this deck here, this map of Europe, this flag of Europe. So when we use a card, either by travelling to another city or by discarding one, actually choose to swap one, the one we have used or discarded goes to the bottom of the pack, and we get dealt the one at the top of the pack, and that will replace the card that has been used. This arrow here is the most important part of the screen. That is the next turn button. Race Around Europe is a turn-based game, and so we have our turn, the opposition has his turn, and then we may well receive a hazard. Now hazards, as we'll see later on, do close routes, so you will not be able to travel on those routes if they are closed. So what we're going to do is actually play the game. And so the first thing we do at the beginning of this game is we go and hit this next turn button. Now, as soon as we do that, we have different items flashing at us. Now, what I'll do first is explain the three flashing orbs here. So we're in London, and we have three neighbouring cities. We have Dublin, we have Aberdeen, and we have Paris, and those are the cities that we could choose to go to next. Because these two, Aberdeen and Paris, are blinking silver, what that means is we do not have the correct card, the correct travel card to get to those cities in our hand. You can see here we do not have a 4-turn train card that would get us to Aberdeen. We do not have a 1-turn plane card that would get us to Dublin. What we do have is a 1-stop train card that gets us to Paris. Now, there is actually a good reason for that, because during testing we found that it could be slightly frustrating if the 1-turn train card didn't appear for 5 or 6 turns. It means that you're stuck in London. So I took the decision that we would actually give a 1-turn train card to both ourselves and the computer opponent. So you always will have a 1-turn train card at the beginning of the game. Another thing about this simulator, unfortunately, we're going to get lots of messages that on your tablet will appear in a nice white and blue message here. Unfortunately, in a simulator, it's going to be slightly out of view there, and I'll have to drag down each message. So that's how you do the next turn. I'm coming to the end of the first of these tutorials now, and in the next tutorial we'll actually start moving to different cities and learning how to swap cards. So see you in part 2.